Did your favorite streamer play Ark Raiders for a very long time and you couldn't wait for the holidays to be gifted a copy? Perhaps you started running around like it's a completely different game altogether and just blasted every poor soul you came across. Well, Embark obviously anticipated this kind of player-based spike, and they are about to implement a couple of new changes to specific kind of player in this game. In a recent interview, if you wanna call it that, one of the game designers and developers actually opened up quite a bit about the way Ark Raiders is supposed to be perceived by the community and what they are building towards in terms of gameplay craft. And to no one's surprise, the devs are looking at these kinds of players specifically with a little bit of a close lens. What might surprise some of you is that the devs are actively actually playing the video game they made, which today, oh my god, that's just a unicorn, isn't it? And it's a good chance actually, even though you might not believe it, that you have actually encountered some of the devs, because not only the devs themselves that are sitting in their offices every day are actively playing, not just to playtest, but to just have fun with the game, but they also employ some third-party testers that are reporting regularly to Embark directly. These agents are you. You are the agent if you ever left a feedback on your recent gameplay where you encountered somebody who just happened to shoot you in the face instantly after spotting you, and your submission read something like, well, I don't know, I didn't like the PvP. And apparently these people are pretty frequent. I'm one of them. I share my personal feelings here. If Embark wants to know how I felt after playing 10 raids in a row completely fine without having to shoot any player because I don't give a fuck about what you have in your inventory, I want my loot, and you decided, well, I don't want my loot, I want your loot, well, then I died. Probably because mainly it's really hard to play PvP in a game that is not designed for PvP, so if you decided to shoot first, I probably died. Yeah, sure, you can call me bad player. And after that fiasco, Embark asked me, did you like your recent experience in the raid? And I said, hell fuck no. Not long ago in this exact interview, it is actually being addressed very well that the devs don't like the idea that people come into the game every day and just shoot each other. Well, now the game is actively separating players that are good at PvP versus people who are playing the game for the PvE. Well, the issue with that is Embark wanted this game all along to be a PvE experience with the little of spice with PvP and not the other way around. In the said interview, things were said, and the one that made the most headlines was that there will be no PvP leaderboards because, well, guess fucking what, you numbnuts. We are not supposed to be doing PvP at all. Extensive talks included things like, why do trials never mention PvP in any concept? There's been also a lot of talk about removing the feats that includes shooting other raiders altogether, and more conversation in a topic you will hate if you actually go into this video game every day trying to shoot other people. Something that many people don't even realize is that if you have ever encountered somebody who is wall glitching, shooting you through the ceiling or a wall, or straight up cheaters, it's very likely you are getting these players specifically because you yourself shoot people a whole lot. This observation has been now reported by over 4,000 different accounts so far just in Americas, where exclusively people who are complaining about rampant cheating are the same people who are actively shooting other raiders. Well, it turns out the best way to deal with PvP frogs and cheaters is to put them in the same lobbies.
Let the animals wipe themselves out.
Which is basically what the easy anti-cheat is all about. The way anti-cheat works in this game is that you either report manually a player or the anti-cheat actually detects your account as being illegitimate in some way. And then it's up to Embark how to deal with you, and because banning people is something they apparently don't like to do, they instead put people who are flagged into the same lobbies. And the funniest part is, now that there is a lot more PvP going around, Embark decided to just throw you in with the cheaters. It's hard to be surprised by something like this because it's been said ever since Embark announced Ark Raiders that this video game will always be about cooperation. And what you do the first thing when you boot up the game, you start shooting each other. So it's really hard to miss the point that Embark is trying to make here. Nevertheless, obviously, some people, including the very important, most important people in the world, like streamers, are getting a bit upset about this news, but unfortunately for them, they are not what this game is all about. The average player, the person that goes to 9 to 5 jobs and comes back home for 2 hours, tries to play the game, that's the target demographic. Unfortunately, it's not you, streamer, who plays 18 hours a day. And so this is a very passive-aggressive way from Embark to tell you to start behaving yourself. At the end of the day, PvP in Arc Raiders is not terrible, but it's very obvious that it's intended to be functioning as self-defense rather than full-on aggression mode. One of the ways that is being enforced is that basically a balancing system in weapons is that the grayer the weapon, the better your luck. And at this moment, you really do see the point when they constantly don't want to balance purple weapons around PvP aggression, and yet something like Stitcher can literally down a squad of 3 people single-handedly. The PvP in this game was always built about cooperation, which is why when you die you shoot up a flare, because other people are supposed to come and try to help you or mitigate the aggression altogether. Which at the moment has basically the opposite effect. When you see a red flare, you want to rush there because oh, there is a loot to have. The more you engage actively with players on a social level, the more you are being rewarded, whereas when you actively engage with people with your goddamn bullets, you are being punished. And at the moment, the punishment itself really doesn't go much further than just being in lobbies that are very unfortunate towards you. But according to this recent interview, there are chances that we will in the future encounter much harsher conditions for players like this. And so I will leave you with this last quote that I love because it flies right in the face of all the PvP supporters and PvE deniers. The game isn't about shooting other players. You can do that if you want to, but the ethos of the game has never been to go in and shoot players. And I have to say, as a supporter of friendly lobbies, I can't even explain to you how satisfying was it to make this video. Alright, I will see you later.